Hey everyone, just a quick announcement before the podcast gets started. This is Brooke, one of the Viterbi admission counselors here, and I'm so excited to announce that we are going international. In the next month, we will be in Mumbai, New Delhi, Beijing, Shanghai, and London. So if you are interested in learning more about our engineering and computer science programs and live near one of these great cities, register online now at viterbi.link/events. That's viterbi.link/events. Now let's get that podcast started.
This is Viterbi Voices.
Coming to you from the University of Southern California, Viterbi School of Engineering.
We're here to give you the inside scoop on research, classes, student life, and so much more.
All of these shared by students, faculty, alumni, and other members of the USC community.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Viterbi Voices. As usual, I am one of your hosts. My name is Paul Ledesma, and the Executive Director of Undergraduate Admission here at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering.
Hello, I am your co-host, Safi Patel. I need to think of like a better catch line for the intro.
How about like a senior studying computer science?
Yeah, but there's so many of those. I need something original.
Well, I mean, people need to know. I mean, like, you know, maybe this is the only episode they're ever listening to. So what's the
Very
one thing you
true.
want them to know? It's not that, you know, we don't get, I mean, we do get people that listen every single week. We got some super
Mhm.
fans out there. Hey, what's up, super fans? But a good majority of people are just checking out the one episode or maybe two. So who knows, right?
Very true. Very true. Maybe I'll start with that and then I'll think of a fun fact to carry on throughout the podcast.
There you go. Yeah, just and every week, just something new, something new.
Yeah.
How's your week going?
It's pretty good. I just got back from student government retreat yesterday. And then today I'm in San Diego with a couple of my friends. And then tomorrow I have another retreat. So it's very go, go, go right now.
Tell me about student government retreat, like university student government.
Yes.
Great. Tell
I'm
people what that
starting.
is. Let's back people up a little bit. Tell people, and then what your role is.
So the undergraduate student government is just the governing body that you see around campus, like all the student leaders from the president, vice president to the different branches. So there's a legislative branch, there's a senate, there's an executive branch. I'm specifically in the communications department, and I am associate director of digital strategy this year.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Honestly, I wish I had a better description for it because I was even asking my boss, like the chief communication officers, like how to describe my role.
Mhm.
And he was just letting me know that, you know, you are giving kind of evaluations of how all of our media PR is tracking so far, things
Got
that we
it.
can do to improve the engagement, things that haven't been doing so well, ideation goals for the coming week, and then also like maintaining the website, other little things like that, and also just helping out different departments if they need that assistance.
And that's all related to the student government accounts.
Yep.
That's great. And is that an elected position or an appointed position?
The one I'm in is appointed. So the
Great.
president and then the communications officer interviewed me and then decided to give me the position.
Well, congratulations. I did not know that you were part of the student government. Way to go. Is this your
Yes.
first time? Were you on it last year?
No, I joined, this is my first year. I
Okay.
interviewed for it in the spring semester and then I found out around April.
Oh,
So it'll be
great.
my first year joining. Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you do student government in high school as well, or this is all
I
new to you?
did. I did
Okay.
student government for 3 years in high school. I know there's a lot of reputation about like student Stuco
There
or
is?
ASB kids from high school.
There is?
Yeah,
What is
there's like a certain vibe that they give off apparently. Like if you tell someone, yeah, I did ASB or like I did student government in high school, they just have a certain, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like, oh, like you were one of those kids. Like that makes sense.
But I still can't understand. Is it negative? Is it positive? What is it?
It's like you're really invested in the student body in a way that can almost come across like a little annoying. It's like you think that you like have this position in high school and you're making like a super meaningful
Oh,
impact. Yeah,
oh,
it's
okay,
interesting. It
okay,
depends.
okay, okay. But do you think, is that like a stereotype? Not everybody has that, or that's just
Yeah,
something?
definitely a stereotype.
Okay. But you were very quick to say you're not one of those, even though you did it in high school. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, a little bit. I just want
Like
to
you're a little
preface like
self-conscious about this. Like I brought it up and you're like really defensive. Like I did it, but I'm not that type.
because someone mentioned it the other day too, because I was mentioning that I was going on student government retreat. And in high school it definitely has a different, or in college it definitely has a different reputation. But they asked if I did student body in high school and I said yes. And they're like, like they just give that little
Oh,
nod. And I was like, no, like trust me, I wasn't like a weird kid in high school. Like I'm totally fine, don't worry.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I have so many. That's like a whole other episode then we need to unpack. I don't know what else we should talk about because
Oh,
I did student government. Like that was like a big thing for me.
I can see that in your personality.
Well, that just became across super negative then. You're like, oh yeah, you're one of those.
No, it's not negative. It's just like you can tell. Like there's underlying traits that I feel like they have. It's not
Okay.
negative, but sometimes outside people can view it as negative.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna have to unpack that at some point, but let's dive right into this topic. That's what people are here for. This is our first of what I hope are going to be many. This is something you said you wanted to do, Safia. First of one of our live recordings. And so, Safia, you were not available. However, we had Ava Bazil, one of our other seniors on the team, and she's a senior biomedical engineering student. And she joined me with some mobile microphones out at the move-in day parents reception at the Viterbi School. So for those of you that aren't aware, this week was move-in day or move-in week, I guess I should call it. I'm old school, so I call it move-in. There used to be one day where everybody moved in, and now it's like multiple days, and it's whatever. It's good. It makes sense, but it does take some of the ceremony out of it. If it makes any, like there used to be like the one day shared experience. Now it's spread out across 4 days or 5 days, and so that's the way it is. On the Wednesday, which is the last day of all the move-in days, the dean's office holds a reception for parents afterwards, which is basically like, hey, you spent all day moving stuff. Why don't you have a little relaxation? We have some food and we relax and we hang out outside and the dean speaks. And basically it's a chance for parents to come together and kind of share points. And what we did is we sat over in a corner and just grabbed parents without them really. I don't know. I think half of them didn't really want to talk, but I convinced them to talk. And we just grabbed a few, chatted with them about their experiences. What was it like? How was move-in day for them? What were they expecting? And also for all of you out there, for both, because also there's some students there as well. For students and for parents, it was a reflection of their time through the admission process and what it was like, how it went, what they found helpful. And also I asked a few of them what their advice was to other parents and students going through that process now. So I hope that you take a listen. I hope that's going to be okay. But as a fair warning, it is an outdoor event. There is background noise. So just a heads up, but I'm pretty sure you can hear everything that's going on. And I hope you enjoy listening to these conversations with some parents who just spent some time moving their sons and daughters into college as they're about to say goodbye to them. And then we'll chat for a little bit, and then we'll see you on the other side of this for another quick conversation, especially with some other admission updates. Okay, we are here at the parents' reception for the incoming class of 2024. It might have a lot of background noise, but lots of parents are here. It's hot. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by Ava. Ava, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and why you're here, because I think it's the first time on the podcast, yeah?
Yes, it is my first time on the podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ava Bazil. I'm a senior studying biomedical engineering, and I'm minoring in cinematic arts. I'm originally from Horsham, Pennsylvania. And on campus, I am involved in some research at USC. I actually spent my summer doing Alzheimer's research at the USC Mann School of Pharmacy. And outside of engineering, I'm involved in a dance team on campus. And yeah, I'm excited to be here today and talk to some parents.
Now, we are here at the parents' reception, and parents are making their way in right now, grabbing food and drink. Our goal today is we're just going to grab people. And I don't know how that's going to go. Some people might want to start chatting. They might not want to start chatting. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some good experiences. But for everyone that's listening, hopefully we'll get some great advice from parents now that they're on the other side of the admission process and what it's been like as they go through the move-in process. I think the one thing we're going to hear today is that it's hot, right? It's hot.
Definitely. It's a very hot day, but I see a lot of parents, and it looks like a good turnout.
Right. And so, you're here because you've been on campus for a little while, right? Because you're an RA. Can you tell people what that means, what you've been doing, and how that's been working?
Yeah, so basically I'm a resident assistant, which means throughout the year I'm all of our residents' basically main point of contact if they need any assistance or guidance throughout their stay at USC. I'm positioned in Nemirovsky, which is actually in the village, so I'm going to be working with sophomores and junior students. Cool. So yeah, I'll be their main point of contact. I've been helping out with the move-in process, so it's exciting to see everybody start to arrive and get ready for the school year.
Absolutely. So the move-in process as an RA is you're kind of checking people in, getting them situated, and just watching basically dads carry heavy things, right?
Yes.
It's my favorite part of like
Lots of families coming in. It's fun to see them all interact with each other. It's a great time.
My favorite thing about moving day, I don't know about you, my favorite thing about moving day is watching the incoming students get embarrassed by their parents.
Oh yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
and I can totally relate. But it's so exciting to see that. I love it.
You hear a lot of Dad or Mom, no. And we're like, hey, let's go over here. Hey, have you met this person? Hey, you should say hi to this person. It's like, oh my God, just leave me alone.
Yeah, my favorite thing is the parents coming up and saying hi to us, and the kids are just in the back not wanting anything to do with it.
Totally. Do you remember feeling that way when you moved in?
Hey everyone, Brooke here from Viterbi Admission. If you are planning on applying to fall 2025 as a first-year student, listen up. I suggest that you come to one of our events to learn more about our programs. Write this down, viterbi.link/events. That's viterbi.link/events. We will be hosting events on campus, around the world, and virtually. If you can't come to us, we will also be coming to you. If you live in Dallas, New York, Seattle, we'll be visiting over 10 cities in September and October alone. So check out the schedule and register at viterbi.link/events. We hope to see you soon. Now back to the podcast.
Yeah, my movement was actually a little bit different because it was during 2021, so COVID was still happening.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually so exciting to see from like more of a normal point of view and seeing what moving usually looks like, because mine was a little bit different with the masks and all of that going on.
Not like this.
Yeah,
Not like this.
very, very different.
Very cool. I still remember to this day when I moved into college in my freshman year, I was so like, I don't want to say nervous, but I was just so hesitant. Like I didn't want anything to go wrong. And I specifically remember like we had like a suite and I brought like a plate and a bowl and a whatever. And like, you know, like you bring like whatever. You don't know yet what you're doing. And I remember having it in my room and then like my mom goes, well, like the kitchenette is out there. Let's just go put it out there. I'm like, no, we don't know these people yet. Like, no, we should keep that in here. And I was just like so over worried about things and about like it's like that's just whatever. It's not
I remember my move-in. We flew in from Philly. We got to LAX and the line for the car rentals was so long that I don't think I moved in until 8 or 9 p.m.
Oh my god!
And so
it wasn't so hot then.
Yeah,
Cooler.
That's a good point. But it was after like the official move-in times, and so I was freaking out the whole time. I showed up and I was like, I don't want to wake my roommate up. I was like putting away my clothes while she was sleeping, and I was like, she's gonna hate me, but it all worked out really great.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can find some people. We'll see how this goes. If you're along for the ride, thank you for being here. But let's see what happens. All right, we got our first parent that just arrived here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Dennis Abadi. I am Abe Abadi's father. We're from Panama.
From Panama. Now, Abe went through this whole process remotely, but you guys also visited campus a lot, a few times at least.
We visited, on February of this year. We
That's
came
right.
in.
Very cool. And so how has the move-in process been going for you?
It was very smooth. The truth is, we made it up.
Even internationally?
Exactly. Well, Panama, we're lucky. We have like 4 or 5 flights, direct flights a day from Panama to LA, so it's very easy. Only the time flying.
Okay.
But the process here was also very smooth.
That's awesome. And Abe, now he was looking at lots of universities, right? And they had lots of options.
He was already accepted to more than 4 universities. And then on top of that, it was USC. But when we came here, it was a no-brainer.
How did he end up choosing USC over all those places? What spoke to him?
The truth, the facilities, the standard of the university, because he doesn't have friends here. He came by himself alone. Yeah.
That's scary.
In all the other universities that he was approved, he had 2 or 3 friends that were going from Panama. So it's a big challenge, but he's up to it.
How is he feeling today after he's moved in and everything? Did you see him as nervous?
Of course.
Yeah.
There will be some doubts, etc. But he is very excited about the experience and living it through. He contacted his roommate and they made friends and things. So, it's been natural. He's surprisingly for us.
That's good.
He's our youngest son, so we thought that it would be a bit difficult him being protected or overprotected, we could say, but no, he's been proving.
But he's the last one out then. How is he feeling in the household? You ready for that?
We'll miss him, no?
Yeah.
Not so. We cannot say we're missing.
Are you redecorating? You're tearing down his room, turning it into a spa?
I think it was already done. the facilities are great.
Oh, here. Okay, good.
Yeah. No, his apartment. I cannot say his room, his apartment, because it's really big. It's comfortable. So yeah.
I meant back at home in Panama. Are you redecorating his room, taking it over?
I thought that you were saying here.
Sorry.
No. We are definitely taking his room as a deposit, as a warehouse for the house. So yeah. But we also clarified that he'll have a bed when he comes back.
He'll have a bed somewhere. Not guaranteeing where. It might be outside, but he'll have a bed.
Yeah.
He'll have a bed.
Yeah, but it's great. Thank you very much.
You have a question?
So I was just wondering, as a parent who's now on the other side of the admissions process, do you have any advice for parents that are kind of going through that right now?
Yeah, they're all looking at it right now.
The truth is, and I've spoken that when I came here for the experience in USC, is that at least internationally, we're not doing the selection and the knowing of the colleges or the universities in time. We're just doing it 1 year, 6 months before graduating from high school. And I saw that in the visit you had kids that were in 10th grade. I mean, it was much sooner than what we are. So that's what I would suggest.
If you have the opportunity to visit
Exactly.
earlier. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's different for every family. Sometimes do that. I would also say sometimes people visit too early.
Yeah,
because they probably, so I think there's a balance there on
That's
what
true.
the right thing
That's
is.
true.
So how long are you going to be in LA for?
Well, we're saying till the weekend.
Till the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to be able to explore and do any fun things while you're here?
Yeah, we want to be with him at least.
Okay.
Most of the time. Maybe afterwards he'll forget about
there's
it.
a moment where he's going to say, get out of here.
Exactly,
Like,
that's
so,
what I'm saying. Exactly.
Until he says that.
More or less, he's already saying that.
All right.
But thank you.
Well, thanks so much for coming by. It was
Thank
so
you.
good to see you. I really appreciate you coming out and saying hi.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Okay, we got another set of parents here. You want to introduce yourself, tell you who you are, where you're from?
Arnie Wensinger from Laguna Beach, California, and we have a freshman, Kira.
I am the wife, Linda Winsinger. I'm also from Laguna Beach.
Okay.
And our daughter's really excited to be here. Move-in was seamless, right?
It was super smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Super smooth. Okay, so Kira is majoring in computer science.
With game science, or
Computer
sorry,
science
gaming.
Yeah, computer science games. Okay,
Game
great.
design.
And now I'm assuming she was looking at a lot of universities, right? And I bet this is a stressful year.
Very stressful.
Very stressful year.
Yes.
What was it like now that you're looking back on it?
Worth it.
What was worth it? What were the highs and lows?
You know, I think just the stress. This is a super competitive school. This was her number one pick. When she started looking into game design, she had spoken to another student here that was in game design.
Yeah.
But she just thought it was like almost an impossible goal,
Yeah.
but wanted to go for it and do everything possible to get here. So she said everything she did, all the sleepless nights or hours she put in, were totally worth it.
Well, how has this move-in week experience gone for the family? Has it been stressful? Has it been fun? Is it okay? How's it been?
We haven't had any stress. It's
Really?
been super smooth. It's
I think I want to live in
probably
your guys' house. There's like no
it's-
stress in your house.
Yeah, well, Linda did such a great job, honestly, getting everything ready to move in. So
Yeah.
she staged everything over the last week and buying it for over 2 months.
Okay.
I mean, our garage has been full of Amazon box for about 2
The
months.
Amazon
like,
ordering, yeah,
lock
getting
solid,
ready.
full. But then we just came this morning. It honestly was very, very smooth.
Wow.
We rolled in. They directed us well. Dropped the boxes off, went and parked, and then we got right in and we're all pretty much in, and it's done.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Ava, can you imagine doing any of this without Amazon?
Oh, absolutely not. I lived in the Village my freshman year, so the Amazon locker was right there. I came in, I had a lot of boxes, and it was really nice, actually.
Where is Kira living? Do you
She's
know?
an IRC.
IRC, right here.
IRC
right here.
Parkside.
So she's right on the other side. Okay, cool.
Great roommates.
Yeah.
Did a great job, connecting her with
Cool.
the right people.
That's
Because,
great.
it's scary coming in here your freshman year.
It is scary.
And you don't know anyone. But I told her everyone's in the same boat, right? And you
Yeah.
guys have tons of activities for them. So she'll be so busy, she won't even be able
The
to.
goal typically is to
Yeah.
over-program so they don't know where they are, It's like you got one thing after another. There's no time to get homesick, and you just program them straight into classes, and then they have no idea what's going on.
I think that's great.
Yeah, you just keep planning.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. Yeah.
Do you guys have any fun plans that you want to accomplish during move-in week before you say goodbye?
I'm taking off, so
Get out of here.
it's only about an hour drive for us, hour and a half, and then Lynn is going to spend the night at the USC hotel, and then on vacation tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. That's a fun event.
I'm really looking forward to the LSU USC game in Vegas. That's where.
Did you go to LSU?
No.
Oh,
I went to school back. I went to Dartmouth.
Okay.
So I don't have any skin in the game. So now I'm a fight on Trojan.
There you go.
So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Dartmouth, the Dragons, is that right? Oh,
it's New Hampshire. Yeah.
Okay.
We're the Big Green.
The Big Green.
It's totally.
I couldn't remember
sad.
what the mascot
It's sad.
was.
We used to be the Indians.
Okay.
Now we're just the Big Green.
Big Green.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
When you think back on this process and admission, and you've been so generous with your time, I'll let you get going. But looking back on this whole thing, going back to junior year of high school and leading up into college, and all the questions and the worries, if you could talk to your previous selves, what advice would you give yourselves back then, or other parents that are going through this process right now? Now you're on the other side.
Well, this is our second time going through it.
Oh, so you guys are chill. Second time parents are my favorite.
Yeah.
You got no, you're fine. It's all
we
gonna
have
work out.
three. And Kira's our middle, and so I would say it was a lot more stressful the first time around. And then Kira was very, very focused on the school she wanted to look at. So we did an East Coast school. What I would tell myself honestly is don't do that East Coast trip.
Oh, really?
Wait until after admissions go out, and then you know where actually to go focus, because we were so unfocused when we went to the East Coast. We went all over the place, and it really wasn't well directed. So that was an enormous waste of, frankly, time and energy.
Yeah. I think a lot of parents put pressure on, we got to visit colleges before applying.
Right.
And my recommendation is you could do that after you've been admitted.
Absolutely.
It's much more focused. You
Right.
know what you're thinking about, what you're seriously considering, because there's going to be a number of schools. Here's the number of schools that she was admitted to. She didn't even go look at anymore. She's like, they were already out of her view. There was it came down to 4. Right.
Once she did get her admissions notice, we really, honestly, we knew where we were going. It was at that point it was between two schools, and we were pretty much done. So I would tell us, don't worry about the pre-admission notice trip. That was not a great use of, and it wasn't easy for her either, because I think it honestly might have even confused her more.
Really?
Yeah.
Too many options.
Too many options.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let you go. Thank you so much.
Of course.
It's good to see you again. Absolutely. Fight on. Fight on. Absolutely. A Bruin saying fight on. So here's the deal. Here's the other story I'll tell you. At this event, I always get 3 to 5 parents that just say the same thing to me. Don't tell anybody, but I'm a Bruin, and they're wearing their USC hat. And they're like, I bought a hat. I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, it's okay. It's okay. I've seen the light. Okay, no, you're not getting in trouble. Come here, say hi. Say hi real quick. What, we got the microphone? Yeah. We got the microphone here? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you.
I came to give my fangirl appreciation.
Well, please introduce yourself, because you said you listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to yourself, and then you can be on the podcast now. No, come on, join us. Come on, Dad.
I'm very shy.
Like 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. But it's me. Come on. It's me.
Okay, you can go. I can try. Hi, I'm Ramya Subramanian, and I'm the mother of a first-year student who's doing biomedical engineering at Viterbi.
Very cool. And, sir?
My name is Vikram, and I'm the father of the same girl.
No, you just came up, and I'm attacking you, and I'm recording you without.
You'll edit.
What's that?
You'll edit later?
Of course, sure. So no, you came up and you said you listened to the podcast, and we've never actually met before, right? And so I just wanted to say, hey, do you want to be on the podcast? Because you're from Florence.
Yes.
Okay, so from Florence, Italy.
Yes. Well, we're from India, but my daughter's moved here from Florence.
And so you have spent this last year kind of remotely trying to figure out colleges and universities. How was that like? What was that?
Hey everyone, this is Paul. Sorry for the interruption, but I wanted to let you know about a new feature we just unlocked. It's about sending us questions or comments via text. If you go to your podcast player, check the show notes. There's a link there that says send us a question or comment. It may be on our next episode. So go in there, send us a little quick text message. Let us know what your questions are. Let us know what your comments are. We'd love to hear from you. So we can't wait to see it. Now, back to the episode.
God, I think I've got post-traumatic stress disorder. If I'd have forgotten all about it, I don't want to remember. But, I think the bulk of it was the student. I mean, my daughter did all the research and the work. We were just there to support and give moral support encouragement because she's chosen engineering. Neither of us knows a thing about engineering. So, she had to do this on her own. And I actually wished I'd found your podcast when we had started the search for colleges, because I think the advice you gave on the podcast was for anybody applying anywhere.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to give a shout out because I think the podcast was fantastically helpful. I just wish I'd known about it 6 months before.
That's okay. Well, that's good. Well, I just want to tell you, you're from one of my favorite cities in the world. I lived there for about 6 weeks one summer. Yes, right off the Arno. Off the Ponte Vecchio, and there's a 12th century tower there. I had an Airbnb there.
Yeah, we live very close to it. 5 minutes away.
Oh yeah, right there.
Just off Tonabuni, which is
Yeah, right there. So right across from that Michelin star restaurant, right there. I forget Jacopo, I think is what it is.
It might have gone.
I might have gone. Oh, anyways, it's my favorite city, and so when I saw you from Florence, I'm like, oh my God, we have to talk about that because
Yes,
this is
we
amazing.
should. But we better go. But thank you so much. I just wanted to say hi.
No, I'm glad you said hi. Thank you so much. Good luck. I hope everything went well. Bye-bye. Well, all right. So we found another family, and you want to introduce yourself to everyone here?
Hi, Kristen.
I'm Matthew.
And Matthew, you're one of our newest students, and so you want to tell people where you're from and what you're going to be studying?
Yeah, I'm from Evanston, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, and I'll be studying mechanical engineering.
Okay, now, Mom, I understand you did not want Matthew to come to USC. You hated this place. You did not like the admission process.
Other than it being 2,000 miles from home, I think it's the perfect fit for Matthew.
Oh,
but
good.
I am nervous about the distance.
Yeah, well, isn't Claire, as the older sister, you're already going to school here too, right?
Not here.
Not here.
Northwestern.
You go to Northwestern, so you're closer to home.
Yeah.
So she is 2 miles from home, and Matthew is 2,000
All
miles
right.
from home.
How has the move-in process gone?
It has been excellent, very organized, not as chaotic as I was expecting, but way hotter than expecting. Matthew's in the no AC dorm.
Yeah. Well, we were talking to people about this. Is like, it's always move-in day, move-in week is the hottest week of the year. No, it always is. And then just from here, it just starts tipping down. I mean, we were just talking about that earlier about how it's so hot, and it's a common refrain. So sorry.
We'll be very jealous come February of Matthew.
It
right?
changes. It changes Chicago. Yeah. One of these days we're going to get the dome installed over the place, with 100% air conditioning.
But it couldn't be more welcoming coming here, and it can be an overwhelming to anticipate it. But once we got here, it's been amazing. The whole thing, from the front desk people in the dorm to parking attendants to food, everyone has been so welcoming.
That's
so it's
really
been
good.
amazing.
What was the admission process like for the last year? Now that you're on the other side of it,
Oh my gosh.
was it stressful?
It feels like this is the culmination of 2 years, from thinking about criteria, what your child wants to study, where they wanted big school, little school. So it was pretty stressful.
Yeah.
It was pretty stressful. What would you?
Yeah, I think it's very important to get ahead of it so you're not crunched by deadlines. Try and work on stuff over the summer.
Yeah, but would you have done it earlier? I mean, come on.
I was kind of forced to do it pretty early, which I am thankful for. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone ends up at a school that they'll really like, and I think everyone finds a good fit. So don't worry if you don't get into your top school. I'm sure you'll love wherever you end up.
That's great. Particularly as parents, if you were to go back in time and talk to yourself before this, or talking to parents right now on the other end of this, right? They're 1 year younger, they're going through this process now. What advice do you have for them?
I would say trust that the right fit will happen for your
just go
your
through
child.
the process.
Yeah,
See
trust
what
that
happens.
the right fit.
No pressure.
And don't listen to the other parents. The energy around it. Just find the right fit for your child.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
and
now,
you're a coach. You're not doing it for them. You're just kind of coaching.
I agree.
Yes.
So, Clara, you're at Northwestern?
Yes.
You're a sophomore or junior?
I'm a rising
Senior. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When do you start?
I start September 24th.
Whoa.
Quarter system.
Very
Yeah.
different calendar.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
very
You love it?
different.
Northwestern's
I love it.
great?
Yes, it's
I've-
great.
all
Should
great
go to
things.
Northwestern too.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. That's
Don't
great.
listen to her.
It's just a question. Do you want to wear purple or you want to wear cardinal, right? It's
And
very
now
different.
they play each other. Now they're.
I was going to say, well, that's the
Ten.
question. Like, we're not playing this year, right? When do we play?
I don't know. It's in a little bit. It's a couple years, but we play basketball this year at Northwestern.
Oh, cool.
But I'm excited because I can come visit LA, but
Yeah.
still cheer for Northwestern. It's perfect.
There it
And
is.
it's hard because Matthew, half his wardrobe was Big Ten T-shirts, and
Oh.
he could not bring half his T-shirts. He's like, now they're rivals. So I
Well, yeah,
can't
you're also
wear
wearing an RIT hat. Like, I mean, like, you know, we got hats here,
RIT's
man.
not a rival, though.
It's not, but it's like it's a different school. Like, I mean, come on. Come on. Get up to speed. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
His uncles played hockey there.
Okay,
so, yeah,
okay.
he's bringing
Okay.
some-
Well, you can wear it when you go home. You can wear it when you
he's
go
bringing
home.
some winter.
I don't know where that's going. I'll take it.
I'll give it. Thanks so much for coming
Thank
out.
you.
Oh, appreciate it.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much, too.
Oh, it's
And
my
keep
pleasure.
your eye on everybody after they get in.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, so
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I got the cameras installed.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. We'll keep, especially on him. We're going to keep an eye out. Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Thanks, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for visiting. Nice to see you again. Absolutely. Bye. All right, folks. Well, we got the Koo family here from London, England. And thank you so much for being here. You want to introduce yourself, tell people who you are, what you're studying?
Yeah, my name is Tiffany and I'm from London and I just moved into USC.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying electrical and computer engineering.
All right. And this is your brother, Vincent, your younger brother?
Yeah, younger brother.
Younger brother. Okay. Mom and dad?
Yeah. I'm not that. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So how long have you been out for move-in? How long has this been? This week or?
Yesterday?
You got arrived yesterday.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
look fantastic for arriving yesterday. I would be so tired and exhausted. How has the move-in experience gone for all of you? Is it okay?
Very good, yeah. It was good, really quick and smooth.
Really quick and smooth?
Yeah.
Awesome. Where are you living?
I'm living in Web Tower.
Web Tower. Fantastic. Very cool. Very cool. How was one of the things we do with this podcast is we send it out to people that are applying. And if you can remember back during this last year, what was this application? You're on the other side of it now. What was it like? What was the application process like? Was it stressful? Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite stressful, but I think it's all right if you start early.
Is that your advice to
Yeah.
younger selves?
Yeah, if I started earlier, it would be easier.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
For the parents, what was it like as parenting through this process? Would you do anything different if you were to talk to other parents?
We try to give her as much as support as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but she is quite independent. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, she can manage all the whole application process.
How do you feel about her leaving? Was that 6,000 miles away?
Well, she was in boarding school before.
Okay.
But again, distance is another challenge for me this time.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
So, yeah.
I bet because boarding school was where?
The UK.
In the UK. Oh, so not that far. Okay,
Yeah,
but
right.
are we ready to say goodbye to her?
Yeah.
That was a fast yeah. That was a fast yeah.
Well, she's moving to a new chapter. So
Yeah.
we are all very excited about that. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
right.
great.
So,
What advice do you have for other parents that are maybe in a different country and they're looking at U.S. schools or USC? What would you tell them?
Just stay calm.
Stay calm.
Stay calm. Yeah, don't cry.
I got it. Absolutely. Do you know next time you're going to be home?
Maybe like Christmas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Christmas.
Okay, great. So that's a long time.
It's a few months.
It's a few months.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're extremely excited to have you here, and we're so excited that you chose to
Same,
come.
I'm really excited.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Like everything basically.
Everything.
Because like everything's new and everything's like different from what was before.
Are you excited that between now and when you go home, you don't need to ever wear a heavy coat?
Wait, sorry, what?
You don't need to ever wear a heavy coat,
Oh yeah, definitely.
right? That's
For
probably the most
weather,
exciting
yeah.
part coming from London,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The actual sun. You see the actual sun.
just love the weather here.
Oh.
It's
Well,
just the opposite. You see clouds in London every day.
yeah, just all clouds all the
20
time.
days of sun like each year maybe.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, soak it up while you can. When do you folks head home?
Just not going to miss the cloud.
Not going to miss the clouds. When do you folks head home?
Tonight, actually, tonight.
Oh my God, you're in and out. Quick, turn around.
No, we spent a few days here. We moved in yesterday to the dorm. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So earlier I thought you said you landed yesterday. And I said, that's why I said you were so, I'm like, oh, you guys look great. I would be exhausted. Okay. And what, Vincent, what are you looking forward to doing in LA before you head home? Is there anything special?
I mean, I had a look at USC. So
Just take a look at the campus?
Yeah, that's quite
okay.
nice.
Great. What year are you in school?
Last year of high school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm applying.
So you're going to be applying?
Application process.
In what major?
Something business related.
Okay, cool. So that has nothing to do with me or this school, but I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Folks, thank you so much for coming up and saying hi. Thanks for hopping on. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Absolutely. Vincent, good luck with your application, buddy.
Thank you.
Welcome again. Absolutely. Bye-bye, folks. Thanks so much. All right, so the event is now wrapped up. Parents and kids are making their way off. There's other activities going on, a welcome week. That's a good question as an RA. Do you know what's the typical welcome week schedule like for the incoming students? Because they move in, and we were talking with another family, like they just get programmed over and over and over.
They basically move in, and there's something every night. Last night, for at least the dorms that I'm in the village, there was a little courtyard connections. They all came out, made little terrarium decorations for their dorm. Tonight there's a movie night. There's going to be a light up the night. They do like a silent.
What's the light up the
night? It's like a silent disco. You wear headphones and like you change the music. So that's super fun. That's for all of the first year students. And then there's always the welcome back concert. That's a big hit with everybody. So
do you know when that is or who's playing?
I actually am not too familiar with the artist, but I think it's on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. This is like a big carnival environment.
Yeah, they
right?
do the whole like Ferris wheel thing. There's a lot going on. A full stage.
That's awesome.
It's great. Yeah.
When you, as an RA, and I know you're working with older students, but what do you think is the most common concern that incoming students have that RAs tend to be there for right away?
Yeah, the number one call that we usually get is lockouts, which I find
really
funny.
Out.
Yeah, a lot of people get locked out. And then there's always just the roommate conflicts. It's a lot of people's first time living with someone different.
Yeah,
and you start to,
Right?
Yeah.
And the general rule of advice is figure it out. You guys got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's not much we can do on the other end.
No. It's funny. Sometimes parents ask me, what if they don't get along with the roommates? I'm like, they have to figure it out. Well, we can't just move? I'm like, no. The whole point of this is like learn how to coexist.
Yeah.
And yes, it is usually the first time someone's sharing a room. So that's a big deal. When you're being a part of this, and if you've been listening to these parents go through this process, were you having any flashbacks of your experience moving in and your parents?
So many flashbacks to moving in. It's always fun seeing parents that come from far, because I'm from Pennsylvania, so it's interesting to see other people's like move-in experience, adjustment to getting here. I think a lot of my parents had similar concerns, but at the end of the day, it was a really great process.
We were talking about your dad earlier.
Yeah.
If we grabbed your dad during this process, what do you think? What do you think he would be all about right
You
now?
would still be talking to him because
he would just keep
he
going?
would not stop. He's a big talker. He was really obsessed with the whole movement experience. We did all of the virtual chats because it was still COVID, and he was always over my shoulder watching them. And after every single one, he kept saying, "That Paul Ledesma, such a great speaker." Right. He loved all of it. He really also loved the community at USC. I was between, I think, 2 or 3 different schools, and really Cornell and USC were like my big ones. I was also looking at Berkeley, but at the end of the day, USC just had a way better sense of community, and I felt like the people working there and all of the professors were all there to support me, and I think everybody really emphasized how great it is to be a part of the Trojan family and that you always have a network of people to lean on, which was something that I've definitely found to be true in my experience here.
No regrets?
Yeah, no regrets.
All right, cool. Well, Ava, thank you for joining me on this live podcast edition.
Yes.
I will tell you were great, and you need to do more podcasts.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
And we're back. Thank you again for bringing us that lovely episode, Paul. What do you think were the key takeaways from this episode, if you have any?
I think the one, I forget who said it, but it may not have been heard because it was a big family and we had one little microphone kind of being passed around. But the advice was stay calm. And it's too easy to say stay calm, but to unpack that a little bit more, this process of going to college, and we spent a lot of time on the podcast talking about this, is very much overblown and exacerbated and just hyper focused, and it's usually it's because most families believe it is a one moment in time for make or break success in a kid's life. And parents feel the pressure of, will my kid be an adult and successful and living on their own and fully functional? Some of them go farther and think it's a reputation mirror of how they were as parents. Students feel that pressure because they've been told for 17 years that this is all leading toward college. This will be good for college, 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 college. And so culturally, as a society, we've built up this idea that this is the most important time in your life. And to some regards, it's an important time in your life. But what I think a lot of people don't realize is that there are so many different opportunities for college where students find their success. And there's so many different ways in which students can find their success. And going to one school over another does not mean that a student will be more successful or less successful. And it gets a little lost in the weeds through the application process. Like right now, for students that are rising seniors in high school, like it feels like a pressure cooker of like all the work you need to do. And then there's the pressure of it's your last year in high school. And there is work, right? It's almost like you're assigned a whole new class in your class schedule of you have calendars and due dates and writing assignments and stuff you have to stay on top of. And you don't have a teacher for that class. So you feel a little lost and your parents are trying to help. And so the advice of like, this will all work out. You know, this too shall pass. Stay calm and keep calm and carry on. I think it was funny that it was the family from London that said, stay calm. I'm like, it flashed in my head, keep calm and carry on. Like, keep calm and carry on. Like, find the schools that sound right to you. If they sound right to you, then you fill out the application, you give it your best effort, you submit it, and you move on. You don't obsess. You don't over focus on something. And make sure that you're working with, and this is not talked about, but it's funny because all this week I've been having some individual conversations with parents and students. And the one advice I always give back to them is continue or start talking to the college counselor at your high school. They have the resources and the advice, and this is what they do for a living. And so oftentimes people believe that they are not a good source of information, or that they believe they have to go elsewhere to get it. And that is more often than not the case. So ask them for advice, ask them for help, ask them for tools to go through that process. And to be quite honest with you, trust your gut, go after the places that sound cool. And when you do that, it all works out well, because it's all going to end up where they're going to end up. Now, a pessimist who's listening to this podcast says, well, of course you hear that from the parents that are enrolling their kid at USC. But I have a feeling that it's very true no matter where they're enrolling. And if we had that conversation with any other student and parent, wherever they're going to go, they're going to end up where they're supposed to end up, and any stress or, emotion or pressure at this point is not going to change the result. Is, I guess, the main advice.
I wish I heard that when I was coming into college. I feel like that would have saved me a lot of stress at the beginning, especially.
Well, to play devil's advocate, if you had heard it, would you have listened to it?
Probably not. That's a good point as well. I think that...
How do we turn that corner then?
I think if I heard it from someone who was nearing the end of their college experience, because I feel like when you see someone who, in your eyes, has made it, you take their advice a lot more literally. If you see someone who was a computer science major, for context, because I forgot to mention earlier on, I'm a computer science major. But I saw someone who was a computer science major that didn't have it all together at the beginning and took their time to really stay calm at the beginning and figure out exactly where they want to go, rather than being super hyper stressed at the beginning and putting all of their eggs in one basket and feeling like they constantly had to perform right at the beginning. And seeing them just take a step back, really give themselves a moment to adjust, because you're also adjusting to this new place, new environment, new people, and knowing that they made it out, or like whatever your definition of like made it out is, whether that be they got the job they wanted, they just feel self-contentment in where they land after college, just whatever that is. If I heard that from someone, I think I would take it a lot more to heart than maybe a parent.
Okay, cool. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. And I hope that that's coming through, and I hope people listen to it, and I hope that they get that. That's why I wanted to interview the parents, because they're the source. They did just go through that. And I think what was really cool about, also just a quick aside, the parents that we randomly grabbed were such an assortment of people from different places. So one family from Chicago, a family from Panama, a family from London, a family from Orange County, a family.
Nice.
And then actually, I don't think we got it in the recording, but like there was a family from Mumbai. And then there was a family.
Wow, you guys were worldwide.
Yeah. Oh, that maybe we did get in the We did get one. Oh, so we got one family. That was the cool part. It was a family from Mumbai originally, but they live in Florence, Italy.
Oh wow. Okay, that's really
And
cool.
that was the part that was super cool. And it's just like it was a random sample of just grabbing families as they came up. And I'll turn the corner here. It happened a lot. And there's a couple families we didn't record. But the thing that was the ever-present comment was that each of these families appreciated the events that we put on. And specifically from an international perspective, we have a number of virtual events that students can participate to absorb and learn more about this place. And they kept talking about how helpful that they found that. And so if you are listening to this and coming to campus is not easy for you, go to viterbi.link/events. And you'll see that, right? Then you'll see we have all of the on-campus events that are going on, but we have a number of virtual ones. We have virtual admission information sessions, which I strongly recommend as your first step. But then there's also all of the student-run live chats. And we've got live chats coming up starting on September 1st is the very first live chat. We've already got a number of people registered. There are still spots available. And then we move into some other new live chats, like a women in engineering chat, a Latinx students live chat, Black and African American students live chat, and then a final kind of all things Viterbi. So we kind of go into different topics and different student groups based on if that's something that's interesting to you and you're a student that would like to learn about what that student's experience is like. Please feel free to join. All are welcome. And we have our off-campus events that are coming up as well. So starting next week, we will have people from our office in Mumbai, India. It will have people, Becky will be in Mumbai. Becky will also be in New Delhi. I'll be in Beijing and I'll be in Shanghai. I'll be in London. Then we're going to go through all through the United States, everywhere from Honolulu all the way across to New York and everything in between. So check out those dates and come check us out. Because if you do have questions or if you're curious, I want to make sure that we speak with you and I want to make sure that we're giving you a good sense of what this place is like if you're still deciding whether this is a place you'd like to apply to or not. And also this can be, as much as we talk about staying calm, it's always going to be stressful. And we want to help answer the questions and help you understand everything's going on. So come check out the stuff. And we would love to see you and help answer your questions. It would be honored to get to meet you all as you go through this process.
That sounds like a lot of traveling. Are you prepared for that? Are you excited?
It occurred to me yesterday that I am less than 2 weeks away from a really long flight. So for the longest time, it's been like, oh yeah, that's in September. That's in September. That's in September. Yeah. And September's not far away. Yeah. And it first occurred to me because I was talking to Becky about just things that she's working on. And I was like, and I realized, yeah, to get that done when you can. Then I realized today I had to say, oh, no, that has to be done before you leave. Like, don't get on that plane without this thing being done. Like a couple projects that we're working on. I was like, I realize that's next week for you. So you kind of better need to get some stuff done before you leave. Because that's the hard part is like we can all say that we're going to work while we travel, which is true, but like
it just becomes difficult.
Oh, it's so difficult. And like
jet lag
and energy, concentration and timing and just trying to be normal. And it's a weird thing.
And I always need like a full day after I go on a long flight to even recuperate. Not even from jet lag, just like sitting there laying in my bed.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Especially when you spend like 12, 15 hours on a plane and like you land, your time zone's all off. And when you sleep and when you eat is weird. And you don't have your home, like you're not eating your regular food. And it's fine. It all works out. It's going to be great. And we get to meet some cool students as a result of that and see some cool places. So you finish your student government retreat and then you're going to a second retreat. What's the second retreat?
Yes, it's like a leadership summit. I'm actually on board for it. It's like MSA, so Muslim Student Union, but for the West Coast.
Cool.
So we hold a leadership summit where we invite all of the other Muslim Student Association boards to a central conference point.
Okay.
So there's like 40 different schools coming to Fresno and we have like a weekend long leadership summit. Because it's in the middle of all the schools because there's NorCal schools and like we're getting schools from Sacramento and San Diego, so we have to like do the middle point so that everyone can come.
What was wrong with Santa Barbara?
I don't know. We got free accommodation for some people in Fresno, so we ran with it.
It's fine. This is gateway to Yosemite, isn't it? I think that's what they say.
I don't think I have time to go to Yosemite.
But you're not going to Yosemite.
But I'm excited for it. It's always fun meeting people from different schools.
Fun. It'll be fun. It'll be great. I'm giving you a hard time. That's cool. That's great. So retreat, retreat, retreat. And you're in San Diego right now? Is that where the student government retreat was? Or you're just actually in San Diego
No.
just for fun?
I'm just in San Diego for fun. My friend group from home doesn't get to see each other as often because people are at internships, work, whatever, yada yada. One girl already moved into her apartment in San Diego for school because she has work. So we all decided to drive down just so that we could have like one last hangout before the school year starts for all of us.
Love it. Love it. So she's
Yeah.
going to school in San Diego.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Where's she go to school?
She goes to UCSD.
Oh, UCSD. Okay, great. Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And so you're in La Jolla.
Yes, love
Awesome.
La Jolla.
Awesome. Very cool. So, fun fact, I don't think I'm speaking out of school for anything. Your background is blurred right now. Fine. You're in someone else's room. Totally fine. However, funny thing, I can see the Taylor Swift poster behind you. And you're not a Taylor Swift person, but the Eras Tour poster.
How can you see that? Oh my gosh. Wait.
Because it comes out of blur every once in a while. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious. Because how much we talked about you're not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm like, you're sitting with Taylor in this actual call right now.
There's actually a Taylor Swift. Oh, and how did I not notice? She's a really big Taylor Swift fan. There's a tote bag sitting right in front of me as well. There's another poster on this wall as well. So I'm not, after last episode, I'm not carrying this reputation too well.
It's hilarious. I know. I just had to bring it up. I thought that was funny because it was like it was a very strong statement last week, and then this week you're coming with like accessories.
Yep. Maybe I planned it. Maybe I'm secretly the biggest Taylor Swift fan there is, and I just couldn't live up to Maya's podcast episodes talking about it.
That was the funny part is I was like, I first see this and I was like, what the heck? What's going on? Yeah, you see how it pops in and out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on? And they said you're in San Diego. I'm like, oh, okay, she's not at her place, but I have to point it out because I thought it'd be funny.
I'm gonna find a new fixation artist for us to talk about on the podcast now.
Okay, cool. What's top of mind? What are you thinking?
Ooh, it's a hard question. My music taste jumps around too often. I know in the last episode I mentioned I went to a Luke Bryan concert.
Yeah, Luke Bryan and Olivia Rodrigo, which is like the two. I mean, I guess they're both popular, so I guess that's the trend.
Yeah, maybe I just have like very mainstream music. So any artist that's like top 100 of that week we can talk about. But
got it.
My friend who goes to Cal Poly SLO, because for some reason everyone at SLO listens to country music. Like they have line dance Thursdays and
well, they have a rodeo.
Oh, they do.
San Luis Obispo, like there's like it's like it is legit farming town. I don't mean that pejoratively. I like they have legit like a cowboy culture type situation.
So my friend who goes there came back listening to straight country music. So I've been on like a country music kick lately.
Okay.
Which is scary to admit because a lot of people look at you weirdly when you say that.
Well, let me know when you're going to be buying some boots. And
I have boots.
Oh my gosh, you do?
My friends got me boots for my birthday, like legit boots from Boot Barn.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay. It's happening. Did you wear them to the Luke Bryan concert?
I did. I
There
did
you
wear
go.
them. And I borrowed a cowboy hat from my friend. I was full country that day.
Are they comfortable?
Yeah, they're actually pretty comfortable.
Okay.
I will say.
I realize there's people in this audience that are listening who are saying, what are they talking about? Of course boots are comfortable. Of course, why is it so different? But it's like, I guess with you and I being both California people, we have a very different perspective on this. Like it's somewhat foreign to us.
And also my friends who have cowboy boots, sometimes they get too narrow, so they squeeze their feet a little and get uncomfortable. But I made sure I was like, I need to be able to like run around in these boots. Like make sure they're comfortable if you buy them for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have concerns about that. I would be like, first of all, they're expensive. Would I wear them more than what? I think they look cool. I think they're great. But then like the idea of putting your foot through that thing,
Yeah.
It seems very constraining to me.
Yeah, we never have to wear them in California. You can walk around in flip-flops every day and no one would say anything.
Yeah. I was actually, oh my God, you said that. So I was having this like conversation with a college friend of mine and her kids are in high school. And right now, you don't care about this, but the current Instagram vibe is all the first day of school photos, right? So first day of 7th grade, first day of 5th grade, first day of whatever. And so then, her kids are in high school and she sends me a picture and her 2 daughters and her oldest son. And the bonus this year is that the son's driving. And so he takes them to school and so that she gets out of it. I'm like, well, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing.
Perfect.
And we were having this conversation because first day of school, the girls were wearing these like sweet Jordans. I'm like, I love the shoe game on the girls. Like, you're killing it in the shoe game. And I said, you got to tell your son, you got to tell Thomas, what's up with the flip-flops, bro? Like your sisters are killing your game. And I was reminded that like I lived in flip-flops from the age of 15 to probably 30. And it was maybe even older than that. It was only until recently where I realized I think my feet and back are hurting as a result of wearing flip-flops every day, but gotta love the flip-flops. It's
They're a choice.
they're a choice. Yeah, absolutely. They're comfortable. Also, it's hot. Like my feet need to breathe, you know?
Yeah, they're still a choice. I'm not one of the Californians that get like I always have socks on still.
With flip-flops?
I wear Birks if I'm gonna be wearing like quote unquote flip-flops.
Oh, get out of here. Those aren't flip-flops.
Okay, then
Birkenstocks, and you're wearing socks with them too? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I think it's just like because I played basketball in high school for a little bit, so everyone would pull up to the basketball games with like their slides and
Oh, it's
like
like your slides and your post-game type look. Oh,
yes,
you're like
that's
high
what it feels like.
socks rolling in with this. I see what's going on. But instead of slides, you did Birks.
Yeah, my mom made me get Birks once because we were going to Pakistan and everyone just wears flip-flops there. And I was like, I refuse to buy flip-flops. And she
Yeah.
said, okay, well, Birks is the only other option.
Yes.
So now I own a pair of Birks.
Okay. Well, my wife is the same way. She won't wear flip-flops. She wears Birks all the time. And I've just gotten used to it. But I have strong feelings about Birkenstocks.
A lot of people do. I didn't realize it was a thing until I got to college. But yeah, a lot of people have opinions on footwear for some reason.
Well, we obviously have opinions on boots, and like the other people have
Yes.
opinions on you have opinions on flip-flops, obviously. Why never flip-flops? Is it just the toe thing?
No, I don't even think it's a look thing. I just, whenever I wear flip-flops, they feel less comfortable to me than Birks do because I don't know why I always end up getting a cut like on the side of my foot for some reason. If I'm wearing them for like a long period of time.
From like the thong from the split?
No, from the end, I don't know, like near
What ones are
the
you
side of my
wearing?
foot. I used to wear rainbows a lot.
Yeah, rainbows.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I lived
If I
in
wore them
rainbows.
for a really long period of time, I just wouldn't be able, I don't know, they
Rainbow
weren't as comfy as Birks.
Birks are like orthopedic. Like they've got like a very
Mm.
specific thing and that cork that they have. But rainbows, I remember you have to spend like a week or two getting them broken in. Like they have to like mold to your feet. But once they mold to your feet, they are like a second skin.
I remember when I accidentally wore my sister's one time and she yelled at me for like a week straight saying like, you messed up the molding to my feet. It's never gonna be the same ever again.
Yeah. But now I'm like old man where like I go to get flip-flops and I'm like, what are the most comfy, spongy ones you could possibly get? And now that's what I wear because I can't wear rainbows anymore. I'm so old. Well, that was a fun little conversation about sandals. Look at us. All right. Well, next time on the Sandals and Footwear podcast, we'll be back with a whole other episode, and I'm sure we'll have other hot takes on sandals, boots, and assorted footwear. Please text your questions to us, whatever things you want to talk about related to sandals, flip-flops, shoes, and otherwise. Inside the show notes, you'll see a thing that says text us a question, and if you text us a question or a comment, it can come up in our little chit-chat section of the show. So please do so. I'm not kidding about that, by the way. You can actually do that. If it doesn't have to be about flip-flops, it could be about USC and what this whole thing's about. So let us know. Other than that, thanks so much. And we will be with you again next week with a whole other episode of Viterbi Voices. Bye-bye.